Hey everyone, it's Vera Sweeney from Permission to Hustle, and today we're going to talk about something that most people don't want to face. And you know what? I'm one of those people, so I'm going to just loop us all in together. It's the notion that we cannot do everything and we cannot be everything. And when those shiny objects come in front of us, we learn something new, we hear something that's working for somebody else. Suddenly we just want to push that into the fold and add that to our to-do list. And, we can do that too. If they can do that, we can do that too. And when that happens and when you start taking on too much, it becomes a little bit overwhelming. And then what ends up happening is you're overworked, you're overstressed, you're overtired, and you end up getting nothing done. Or you end up getting everything done, but at a 20% capacity, which makes you a jack of all trades and really an expert at nothing. And I find myself in this situation quite often because as a lifestyle blogger, as someone who tends to dabble in a little bit of everything, you need to do affiliates and you need to do, increase your page views, which means you need to worry about SEO. And you need to have video content, and you need to do live streaming, and you need to have a really great presence on Instagram. And gosh, we can't forget Facebook. And the list just grows and grows, and it's frustrating. And you look at the people who are only doing Instagram, and I will tell you, this is really for the people who started a very long time ago, the OGs, the people who have started right when everything was beginning, the people who got the buzzword that Instagram, a new platform's coming out, and guys, have you heard about Snap? And it's the things that when we were bloggers, and then YouTube came out, and then Instagram came out, and then Facebook pages were a thing, and do you have a group yet? And it's as we grow and as we grew and as we kept having to add things to our plate. And those are the people, I am one of those people, that we were sort of stuck because we already had this foundation as bloggers. And now we had to also become Instagrammers, vloggers, live streamers, snappers, and all these other things because we already were something else. And it wasn't like we could have just dropped our blog and all of a sudden became Instagrammers because we were making money as bloggers. I was a full-time earner since 2007. There was no opportunity for me to just go, gosh, I'm going to throw everything to the left and put all my cards over here on the Instagram table. That's not how it works. But somebody who's a lot younger and who never really dove into this industry when Instagram became new, they might have looked at Instagram and said, I'm going to become an Instagrammer fresh out of the gate. That's what I want to do. I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't have a blog. I don't have this. I'm just going to do Instagram. And so those people are solely focusing on Instagram. And we look at those people and we say, gosh, they have an amazing channel. Look at those pictures. Look at the keywords. Look at the hashtags. Look at how much time they spend commenting. Oh my gosh, if only we had the time. But we don't have the time because we're doing 10 to 15 other things a day. And, something has to give. I look at these people and they're making a killing on affiliates because all they're doing is posting incredible photos and with outfits and the stories. They're trying on 40 different outfits in the stories, and they have reward styles accounts, and they're doing professional photography, and they're traveling the world and taking these photos. And I'm looking at them and I'm going, that's incredible. That's an incredible model. I would love to copy that. My gosh, look at how great of a feed that is. But when you step back and you really look at your life and you look at what you're doing, it's just not feasible when you're doing so many other things. Now, if you don't care about Instagram, let's change the tone and let's switch it up to YouTube. You're looking at a YouTuber and you're saying, my gosh, look at this. They do daily vlogs. Look at this family. They do funny spoofs. They do challenges with their children. They're travel vloggers. I love their channel. Look at their editing. They put out 15-minute videos every day, every 4 days. I love this. I want to do this. This is exactly what I want to do. But I'm a full-time blogger. I have a full-time job. I have something else going on in my life. It's very hard to be multiple things when you have something else going on. So the people who are niched down and are only focusing on one thing, we cannot compare ourselves when we have our hands in multiple pots. So the story is, you cannot be everything. You cannot expect the level of quality. You cannot compare yourself at the level of quality to a niched down professional in the social media space. You cannot compare yourself at that level when you are spread across multiple platforms. And I was having this discussion with a friend of mine, and I was saying, I just can't, everyone's telling me, you have to do affiliates. And yeah, you know what? I probably should. I probably really should. It probably would bring in an increased amount of income for me. And even if it's a couple of $100 a month, who couldn't use a couple of $100 a month? But the truth of it is, I don't have the capacity, the brain power, the energy, the effort, the minute in the day. I couldn't possibly fit another thing in my life to properly start doing affiliates on social media. I don't have it in me, guys. And I recognize that. Everybody, why aren't you doing affiliates? You would make a killing. You should start selling clothes you should do everyday clothes on your Instagram. You should change the whole thing over and just sell clothes. And then on your blog, you should sell magazines and like cleaning products. Everyone's sending me things that I should sell. And I'm like, how could I possibly think about this when I have so much else to do? I am not that person. And I'm so thankful that I have reached a point in my life where I can say to myself, Vera, stop. You cannot do another thing. You cannot add another pillar in your life. You cannot do this. If you do this, you will drive yourself crazy, because we all know if you start adding another thing that you have to worry about, it's not just about posting something up and then letting it go. It's promotion, pre-promotion, moving ahead, doing it again, sending it out again. There's so much more to it than just post and publish. So my goal for 2019 and beyond, and I'm very transparent about this, 90% of my income comes from sponsored work. 90% of my income comes from sponsored work. So what does that mean? That means I work a lot. I work a lot for the money I bring in. It is not easy income. A lot of my energy goes into the income that comes back to me. I don't have income that I earn while I sleep. And I'm going to do a whole other podcast on that. I am trying, my goal now that I'm in my 40s is to change that tune and to make at least a 50-50 split where my income is half of earnings of money while I sleep. And that's so unrealistic. I just want to point out, because I am a high earner. So for me to say half of my income while I sleep, I couldn't even imagine that. But let's just pretend. Half of my income while I sleep, meaning ad money coming in from my page views. Half of that is coming in for me while I'm not doing any extra work. It's just earning for me. My site is earning for me. I'm not doing any extra work. I'm not filming videos. I'm not writing content. I'm not taking photos. I'm not on calls with brands pitching, because that's a big portion of my life. It's just working for me. That's where I want to be in my life, in my middle of my life. This is the middle of my life. In my 20s and my 30s, I didn't mind the grind. But now that I'm getting a little bit older, I'm really trying to set up my day and my week and my year where it's a little bit easier for me. And I think that I have put in enough time in this industry where I can do that. I can work it that I can get it that way. And so that's my main goal. My main goal is to build up my ad revenue in a way that it definitely it definitely can help. My site helps me do just that. And that means SEO, SEO, SEO. And so for a few hours, sorry. Guys, I'm going to have to take a sip of my coffee. Allergies. So for a few hours every day, I'm not even posting live every day. I'm really working on old content. And again, this is another podcast that I have coming up, is how to work on old content to work towards your advantage. And I'm working on old content. I'm actually even considering hiring a firm to help me do that, because I have 14,000 posts. I had somebody look into this. 14,000 posts. Not all of them need to be SEO'd. In fact, probably 3/4 of my site needs to be deleted. If I'm being really honest with you, it's all garbage in the beginning. You know, it's like, oh, I love this jumper. Like 2 sentences. What? 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, total nonsense what I used to write in the beginning, but we'll let that go. That was the beginning. That was the beginning of the years of blogging. There was, we just didn't know what we were doing. Let's be honest. But once I get the site to where I want it to be, then I can maybe gain back a couple of more hours where I can consider bringing in other stuff. I can have more hours where maybe I put in a couple of more affiliate stuff, or maybe I do a little bit more video. I like video. Maybe I'll work in a little bit more video. But right now, I am at 100%. I don't have the capacity to do all the things. And you have to recognize that. You cannot be everything to everyone. So pick it. What is it that you want to be right now? For me, right now, I've decided sponsored posts. So I'm in the lifestyle genre, and my main focus is fashion, food, and family. Those are my 3 things. And to be honest with you, I actually even have a hidden 4th. I do a lot of travel. So it's really, I have 4 pillars. It's lifestyle. So fashion, food, family, and travel. This is who I am. I cannot niche down any tighter than that, because I started out as a lifestyle blog, and I don't really have any intention to get any tighter than that. I do a lot of food. I started to do a lot of food in 2018, 2019, and I kind of like it because I don't need to be in any of the photos. I'm actually trying to remove myself a little bit from my blog because I don't need to have my hair and makeup done every day. How great is that? I could just be in my pajamas with no bra and I can get work done. And that sounds fantastic to me. So the food category allows that. I tried really hard the end of 2018 to push in on fashion. And it's too stressful for me to be that presentable every single day. And that's just full disclosure. I mean, bravo to the girls who have their lives together. I'm not that person every day. I'm just not that girl. I like to get dressed up. I like nice clothes. I like all of that. But on any given Sunday, that's just not who I am. It really isn't. Take me to a party, I'm ready. But if I'm going to Target, I'm in jeans and Uggs, or jeans and flip-flops. I'm not like in a freaking spring dress here. That's just not who I am. So I couldn't keep up. So I really decided last year that I can't be one of those girls. I can't be a spring chick and fashion blogger like on Instagram, because I don't have it in me. It didn't bring me joy. And, that's another thing you have to think about. Does what you want to do, does it really bring you joy? And these are really later in life questions that I'm so happy to be able to answer now, because 5 years ago, I would have still did it. I would have said, well, it's probably going to make me money. I'm going to do it. And now I just sit back, and every answer comes first. Does this bring me joy? And if it's no, it's gone. It is gone out of my life. And again, I think that's the over 40 attitude. I just don't have time for it anymore. I just really don't. And I think that attitude is certainly serving me positively. And I think there's a purpose to that. So This year, it's really focusing on those pillars and SEO. And that's all I'm caring about right now, SEO and those pillars. And if I can just, again, change my split and make it more that my site is working for me to the best of my ability, I think then you gain back some more time and it gives you a little bit more leeway to try to test out new things. Otherwise, you just have to recognize that you cannot be or do everything because it will drive you insane. So really, the takeaway for today is really just to sit back and think, what are the things that you truly want to do? Is it affiliate? Is it video? Is it great writing? Is it, do you want to be like the big guy, the big girl on Twitter? I mean, Twitter, everyone discredits Twitter, but there's a lot of chatter still going on Twitter. What is it that you want to do? I mean, figure that out first. Newsletters. I mean, do you want to build out your newsletter this year? Is that your main goal, to try to drive as much of the online traffic that you have ownership of it? That's a great goal. That is an excellent goal. Owning those emails is probably one of the most powerful things we can do as writers. But, figure out what that goal is. Have a top line goal and don't stray from it. I know you'll sit down and you'll have lunch with somebody and they'll say, "Oh, I'm amazing at Facebook Lives. I get 500 people coming. In 15 minutes, I get 50,000 views," and then we all walk away and we're like, "I can do that." And then all of a sudden, everyone's doing Facebook Lives, and it deters us. It derails us from what our goal is. Don't do that. I do that too. It is the shiny object syndrome. I do it all the time. I sit with somebody, they tell me how great they are at IGTV, and then the next thing you know, for 2 weeks, I'm trying to do IGTV. And then I say, what am I doing? That's what she wants to do. It's not what I want to do. So I know what I want to do. This year, I want to work on my SEO because I want to make money while I sleep. And I want to continue to work on my 4 pillars and really make a quality website, building out a quality website. My main goal this year is building a better website. That is my main goal. Serving her, serving my reader. Does this blog post help her? I'm no longer writing a daily diary. For 7 years, if you look at my old post, it's like, "Oh, me and Bill went to go have cider out east." It's like which is fine because that's what it was for me. That's what worked. But now it's like, hey, do you want to know how to make a taco casserole? Great. I just ate this for dinner last night. My kids loved it. And here's how you can make it in 25 minutes. And that's the spin. I mean, I look at my old posts and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what did I used to write? I don't even know how I've been hired. I don't even know how I've been hired for work. When I look at my old posts, it's really laughable. But, that's neither here or there. I'm really trying to build a better product this year and beyond. And that I'm so laser focused that, it's frightening. Like I can get that way. And I'm really excited about that. Like I'm laser focused on my website right now. So I have a feeling by December, we're going to see some real change. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I just encourage you to do the same. Pick what you want to do. What are your goals for this year? And don't listen to anybody else's goals. Focus on yours. So catch us online, Instagram, Permission to Hustle, our Facebook group, Permission to Hustle, Twitter, Audrey and Vera. Until next time.